Hi, today we're gonna talk about a very important thing that is violence in the world. As we know, this is a problem that the people alter the social class. We know this is a problem that affects every person in the world. We know that violence affects in different worlds. Big example happens recently in the United States. Also, we like students of Zamorano. My name is Fernando. I am from Guatemala. He's Camilo. He's from Ecuador. Pablo also is from Ecuador. And we can see that violence affects different parts of the world, not in those places or our country. For this, we're gonna talk a little bit about this important topic that is the violence that is affecting all the people in the world. Now, Pablo will talk about a little bit about this part topic.
The main important thing in the violence and the main cause, I think, is terrorism, and that happens in many countries worldwide. Like, for example, in France, in Iraq, in the Middle East. At least in worldwide. But now we're going to focus more in what happened in Orlando, because in Orlando, what happens is, as we all know, it was a massacre in which ISIS resisted make a massacre in a gay club in Orlando. So what happens is that this man goes from the for the backside of the club and go with a Fusil AR-15. So he goes to the dance floor and start killing everyone that was around him. And then the people start going out and trying to hide, but he know the club very well, so he went to the parts that he thought that the people could be and start killing them. In total, 49 people, sadly, they dead, and 53 people more get hurt. And it took like about 3 hours before the police killed the killer. And my friend Camilo is going to talk about something that happens in a match between some some some.
Uh, Something important that happened in the match in Ecuador was when Ecuador was playing against Haiti. They make a minute of silence for the massacre that happened in Orlando. This took place in the American Cup. They make an homage for the victims of the terrible tragedy that was in the terrifying attack of the Orlando discotheque. This affect to the people too hard because they don't know how a man could kill people like that. And I'm going to talk about another example that happened in my country. I think it's the same because they make also a minute of silence, and it affects also to the country and also to the world. In Ecuador, the 23rd of April, it was a earthquake that was about 7.8 the grades of that have devastated all the country of all the place of Manabi and the south of Esmeralda. This disaster killed 646 persons and make to the government make make the the country be in an emergency. Uh, my friend Pablo now is going to talk about the minute of silence that the Ecuadorian people made.
Uh, First of all, going back to the massacre in Orlando, there were a team that were playing against another team of baseball, and what happened is that the Tampa Bay Rays make a minute of silence in honoring the people that were dead in that match. Also, in Ecuador, as my friend says, in the match between Ecuador and Haiti in the American Cup, they made another minute of silence for those victims. And what my friend tells is that in Ecuador occurred something like the same, because after the disaster that my friends say, the after that Saturday, the next Saturday, they make another. It wasn't a minute of silence; it was 3 minutes of silence for all those 645 victims that were dead in that earthquake, and also in many clubs inside the Ecuador. So we can see that the the sports and many things that are made in big campus, they can make a like they can make some attractions for this type of thing that happens.
Yeah, that my friend said the 3 minutes of silence that they make another important thing that was at certain time they turn off all the lights and also turn all of the cell phones to make an homage of the people that were affected in the earthquake.
So
Uh, the people they start singing on the national hymn and also they turn off all the lights.
So it is, like we can say that sports have many influence in people, and we can, as we saw, many sports make honor in of things that happens in the country, and that's that's it.
Also, as we can see, violence is a problem that affects all the world. Like in Ecuador, in Guatemala, also happens problem like this. One of these one was happens when two of biggest teams of Guatemala, that is Comunicaciones and Municipal, one fan of one of these teams was killed from one person of another team and was a big problem. The team that suffered the loss of the fan, they they make a minute of silence in the game. In the next game that those teams played, as we can see, sports have a voice for the problems of violence. As we can see, people express their anger for this action. As we can see, violence happens for different reasons. Can be for just for love for a team or people that can act in a good form. Also, as we can see, teams express the, the disgust of the violence. As we can see it happen in Ecuador in the minute of silence. Also, we can see in Guatemala with the minutes of silence. Also, in Guatemala, teams that being this problem, they do not permit more fans in the stadium. This for reduce the violence. Also, as we can see in the United States, as we know, is a big country with different people of different parts of the world. Also, this problem that happens presently, we can see that people express their anger for this, and also some teams express that they are angry for this action. Also, a minute of silence isn't the unique form for express respect for one action. Also, a team of United States of baseball, they make a game with two important teams, and they use a strategy for how people foresee the game. They reduce the price of the for going to see the game. The price was $5. Many people will go to the stadium to see this game, and the money going for the families that people that was affected for this problem in the United States. As we can see, this help in different format the people that was affected. We can see that violence is not only in Ecuador or Guatemala. This affects different parts of the world and different people without care the social class. Well, now my friend Pablo will give us the conclusion for this important topic.
So with this, I can tell that sports can be used for express many emotive moments for the terrorist attacks. Also, these terrorist attacks and these emotive moments can be worldwide. Like for example, what happened in France. French stadiums also make minutes of silence, and so with this we can conclude that sports can be also be used not for be against one team and another, but it also unifies a country.
So that was all our journal. Thank you for your attention. I'm Fernando. He's Romani. He's Pablo. Thank you.